Fourscore and 7 years ago, our forefathers brought forth on this continent.
No, I'm serious. Could you say that again?
I'm not sure I could.
Come on, Dale.
When I'm on a roll, I'm not sure
Dale, why would somebody pay $40 or not pay $40 when they know?
I will try to do this again.
Okay, I appreciate that.
First of all, we assume that people on Pinedale have a little bit of common sense, that they would rather pay $40 than a whole lot more.
Okay.
We go in and we send them the letter. They don't pay the $40. It keeps on going until finally it gets to the court. At the court stage, then they've got the $40. They've got any fees that are added on top of it, any fines that the judge may add on top of that. There is the attorney's fee, and then all of that's put together, and I guarantee you that it's going to be larger than $40. It is much more sensible to simply pay the $40. Will that work?
Yeah, okay. I have one more question about this. It's on paragraph H. It says, the court which the action is pending may enforce the lien by a sale of the property after the giving of notice. Does that mean that you have the authority to seize somebody's property if they don't pay?
No, the judge determines that. After it gets to a certain point, and the judge and the courts of Alabama are involved in it, at that point, if a judge says, this person's not going to pay, we're going to put their property up for sale. It's the state of Alabama and the judge that gives us the authority to do that. It's not the POA. It's not your community members.
But the POA is seeking this authority, am I mistaken?
We started by the process. We're going to send a letter. We're going to send a second letter. We'll possibly send a third letter.
If you don't pay
before we're going to ever involve any authority from the state.
But if we pass these bylaws, then that could happen. Is that correct?
It can happen if a judge says, okay, I've seen where you sent letter. You sent them the letter that you're going to do a lien. You did the lien, but the person still hasn't responded to the lien. I've sent a letter because the court is going to send a letter as well after we put that lien.
Go to court.
And if they don't respond to nothing after all this is done and it goes to a court date in front of a judge, that judge can determine that he is going to give the sale of the property. The judge determines that.
Now the board, one other thing on this, the board actually has the authority to allow, to decide lien upon lien upon lien. In other words, we don't want the property because we have no use for it. However, every year we can place a lien on that same property over and over again, down 10 years down the road if we want to. Leave it under the ownership of the person and allow them to realize that sooner or later they're either going to sell that property or they're going to will it to their family. Somebody's going to have to pay. So the idea is, from our perspective, is not to possess anybody's property. It is to continually, perpetually place liens. If that's what we have to do, we will place a lien on this year. Next year, all those fees can be rolled into the new lien. It will keep duplicating. The costs will keep going up. It's just a system. And so sooner or later, somebody will realize that they will either let it go to the state. They'll say, I got so much in liens, I have no use for this. I'm just not going to pay my property taxes. I'll just let it go. And somebody else will buy it. And those liens will carry with it, as far as I know. I may be wrong on that.
Yeah, the liens carry with it.
I think the lien stays with the land, so if the county repossesses
that lien
it,
has to be satisfied at the point
because
of
of
sale.
taxes, the lien has to be satisfied by whoever decides to purchase that lot.
Yeah.
It's just a perpetual
Say
problem.
you have the liens on the property and you, like Francine said, you just decide to do nothing with it, and you forget about it. You pass away, your daughter or son don't want the property, and they say, oh, we'll just put it up for sale. Well, when they put it up for sale, they're not gonna get any money out of it, because whatever you bring off that sale, whatever they get from selling the property, the state or the county, however you wanna put it, is gonna say, oh, there's a lien with the POA. You owe them,
Satisfy the lien.
let's say you owe them $1,000 and the property sells for $1,200. Your son or daughter's gonna get $200, because the rest of that money is gonna be sent to the POA.
Because you didn't pay the dues.
Yeah, because
So
you
we
did
have
not
the
pay
option of
$40.
doing that, but that's not our goal.
But
Our
everybody
goal
that
is
moves
It all
here
simply
knows
for
Falls
people
downhill
like
to
that.
everybody paying their dues.
Yeah.
It's that
and
simple.
everybody that moves
You know,
here
people
knows
don't
that-
pay their dues and they get away with it and they get away with it and they get away with it. And the money that comes in barely keeps the POA alive.
That's right. That's what most people
If we
do
could
not
start getting
realize.
money into this
And a lot of them
community,
don't care about
They
into the
think someone's
POA,
stealing it
we can
or
fix the
whatever.
lake.
That's not the case.
We can fix the roads. But when you don't have, but like Dale said, you got $2,000 or $3,000 left over to carry for a year, you can't do the road.
That's
You
not a
can't
lot
do
of
the
money.
lake. To fix the lake right now, to get the lake dredged, you're gonna look at $10,000 to $20,000 to get that lake dredged.
And that's the dredge company keeping all the dirt.
That's on the low end. To fix these roads,
It is.
we need at least $10,000
was
to
thinking that myself.
$15,000 to
They
fix
just did
these
the, they
roads.
just did the lake across from where
We don't have
With a clay concrete lake
It
that was
cost
stretched
like
out.